Hello everybody. Welcome back to Reggie's Cooked into Life Lessons. Today we're going to cook taco stuffed peppers. It's taco stuffed peppers. We need 6 to 8 medium bell peppers, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 medium onion diced, 1 can of black beans drained, 1 cup of frozen corn, a jar of medium salsa sauce, 1 jar, but I'm not going to use the jar of the salsa sauce because I have some fresh salsa and tomato sauce that I'm going to use to go into my taco stuffed bell peppers. Okay, now if you want to make your own taco seasoning, you would need to have 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1.5 tablespoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, half a tablespoon of paprika, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, half a tablespoon of onion powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. Now, of course, I will put all these ingredients into the description underneath the video, so you can build your shopping list from the description, the ingredients in the description. Of course, we love for you to follow us, to like our page, and to follow me, Reggie's Cooked into Life Lessons. Now, what we do is the whole point of this is to cook stuff in the kitchen because I'm not a professional. I just follow instructions. And again, the stuff that I've been cooking up to 17, 18, 19, 20 show have all been stuff that I have never cooked before. Now, stuffed peppers, I have cooked before, but it wasn't taco stuffed peppers. It was some other kind of way. But I think I have done this before, but not as a show. Like I've done cheesesteak stuffed peppers. I did stuffed peppers a couple of different ways, but we're going to do the taco stuffed bell peppers together today. Now, the bell peppers, they have to go into the oven and at 300 degrees for about 20 minutes. So what we're going to do before we get into all the other parts of stuffing the peppers, we're going to clean these out. We'll cut them out and clean them out like this, and then we'll, like I said, throw them in the oven for 20 minutes at 300. So again, I'm just cutting the tops off and coring out the middle. Reggie's Cooked into Life Lessons, and we are doing taco stuffed bell peppers. What I can talk about is the fact that Black History Month is coming up, and which it's sobering and all that kind of stuff because this is during the time, not Black History Month, but Martin Luther King's birthday, which just passed. But this is during the time when I really think about Black history. It makes me think about Martin Luther King. It makes me think about the struggle and the plight of black folks. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about what's a story I can talk about with you guys as we do this that would remind us of Black history, stopping the violence, what we can do to make a difference in the world. That's what I'm thinking about. Even though I'm doing taco stuffed bell peppers, I'm thinking about black history. I'm thinking about black folks and the changes that we want to make for ourselves. And I don't mean just ourselves, just changing our lifestyle, us changing our lifestyle. I mean laws. I mean that kind of stuff. I mean things that will benefit us as people, black folks, as people on a huge scale. You know, momentous. You know, we have a new president who, we have a new vice president, a woman of color. We have a lot of black officials, black politicians. You know, they become officials in the government. They still politicians. But we want a change. We want to make them accountable for the changes that are necessary for the black community, for the community of color. You know, right now we're dealing with the pandemic and whether black folks want to go running to get the shot. Should we? More people of color are dying from the COVID-19 virus than our white counterpart, our white humans. But has it been legitimately tested? Should we be running to get the needle? Something to think about. So we have the green pepper, the bell peppers, because they're not just green. They're beautiful though. I love the color. So now we're going to stick these into the oven at 300 degrees for 30 minutes. And we're going to do this one step at a time so that you guys won't think it's difficult and will enjoy the process. And at the same time, we can talk. All right? So I'm going to turn the oven on. Oh, 350 degrees. We're going to throw these in the oven for 20 minutes. I'm going to put the ground beef on. I already made a pot of brown rice because we're going to need brown rice for this dish. So I made a nice pot because oh my goodness, when we cook this stuff is so good. I don't want to have just a teeny bit. I want to be able to eat at least 2 of these. So let's move over this way and stick these into the these bell peppers into the oven, and then we'll get to the stove with the ground beef so we can start sizzling this up and dropping in the onions and the beans and the corn, the taco seasoning, the salsa. We're gonna make these taco stuffed peppers. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Now folks, I want to set up some of this other stuff as we before we even get to the stove. So I have the can of black beans. So, and it says to drain. So I want to pour them into the strainer so that they can drain. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, we want to be ready when we put the ground beef on, and it's time to throw this stuff in there. We want to be ready. These are, shoot, actually they look good already. Black beans, drained. Okay folks, now we have the black beans and we drain them. We drain the black beans. We drain the black beans. Actually, I'm going to pour the black beans into here. And because it's definitely not going to hurt the beans, I'm going to drain corn. So we have drained corn, we drained the corn, we have the drained black beans, we have the brown rice, we have onions diced, diced onions, and I told you that I didn't want to use the jar of salsa because actually I had some fresh, diced salsa from the market. So, and I had made pepper steak. No, not the pepper steak. I made some bacon chicken wrap mozzarella sticks, and I have some tomato sauce. So I'm going to pour this salsa into here and use this like this in my taco stuffed peppers. Mine's looks like that. I think that's a little fresher. So we have all the ingredients that we need set up right here. Let me move this out the way. So we have the salsa, we have the corn, the onions, we have the drained corn, we have the drained black beans, and we have brown rice. And our peppers have been opened and cleaned out, and we have some that are pre-baking in the oven for 20 minutes at 350. Now again, now it's time for us to throw the ground beef on, which I'm going to do. Be right back, folks. So we're grounding our ground beef for these nacho stuffed peppers, and we're going to add our taco seasoning. Oh yes. This is looking, and well, we just put the ground beef smells great cooking, and we just put the seasoning package in there, the nacho seasoning package in there. Now remember, I already read off the ingredients for if you wanted to make your own taco seasoning that you would put in here. So now that we have the ground beef is doing well. Ground beef is doing very well. Now we're going to incorporate the onions into it. We all know how I love, to cut my stuff fresh, but the onions and sometimes the green peppers when I'm using that for stuff, I take the shortcut and buy it already diced. So that's where we are here right now. Look at that, look at that, look at that. But we want those onions and stuff to get translucent in here, so we want it to cook well. And now we have the fire on a medium heat, so it's not cooking too fast. It's cooking just right. This is what we want. This is the stuffing for our peppers, which I just took out of the oven. They were in the oven pre-roasting for 20 minutes at 350. Now we have this. This is doing very well. Next, we will put our beans in. Now we're going to pour our black beans into our ground beef. Oh my goodness, does this not look fabulous? Yes. We're going to let this cook a couple minutes, like this. I don't know if I needed a bigger pot, because we're still going to drop the corn. Now these things, all this stuff is supposed to be drained, so I'm not letting more juices from the corn that ran off of the corn go into the pot. Now we added the onions. We let that cook a little and let the onions get a little translucent. Then we added the black beans. Now we added the corn. We added a cup of the black beans, and we added about a cup of the corn. Look at this. This is working out. Of course, we're going to let that come back to a boil. Then, which it is, then we'll add the rice, and then we'll add the salsa sauce. So let's just let's let the flavors bake into the ground beef. Let's let the flavors bake in. Right? So now we're going to add in some rice. Now, but let's stir the rice into this. Taco stuffed peppers. Taco stuffed peppers. This is nice. In our mixture here, we have the ground beef, and then we added the onions, and we let them brown and let the ground beef brown and the onions get translucent. Then we added the drained black beans into it. Then we added the corn. We added the corn. Then, of course, we put the taco seasoning in here. It smells nice. And we added the corn. Now, of course, oh my goodness. This, look how thick that is. That's nice. And these are all fresh ingredients in here, because instead of getting the jar of salsa sauce, I got the fresh cut stuff from the vegetable side. From the vegetable side, where the green peppers and the onions and parsley and all that stuff is already at. Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And it's starting to smell heavenly. And this is what we're going to stuff our green peppers and yellow peppers, or bell peppers. This is what we're going to stuff our bell peppers with. What would nacho tacos stuffed bell peppers be without the cheese? Oh my goodness, this has to have cheese for it to be right. This is, whew. Okay, folks, we're back. I'm sure you watched, whether it's in the little box in the corner or I believe it'll be bigger. But I did our thing. So let me grab this nacho filling from off the stove. Oh, this is heavy. Let me show you. That looks marvelous. Now let's stir it. I'll stir it up a little bit. But now we're going to stuff the peppers. Oh, yes. OMG. We are stuffing these peppers with this nacho filling. This is black bean ground beef, black beans, rice, uh, corn, salsa, and it has, of course, what nachos don't have, cheddar cheese. But I mix my cheddar cheese with a little mozzarella too. So I'm doing this like this. OMG. These look wonderful. Now, now I'm going to stick them back into the oven because I'm going to put some cheese on top. And of course, we want the cheese to melt on the top. And I have some guacamole, and I have some cream cheese. Shoot, I got blue cheese dressing too. I could slap some blue cheese on that. But this is how we're going to do that. We're going to do that like that. And in fact, what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to get all over the place, I'm going to sit this pan in this cookie sheet. But first, okay, of course, let me show you. Look at that. Cheese is really, because cheese is inside it, it's already drizzling. It's drizzling. Cheese is drizzling. But this is how we top this off. We top it off like this. And this only goes back in the oven for like 15 minutes just to melt the cheese. Just to melt the cheese. But these are taco stuffed peppers. I think I called them nachos sometime at some point in there. But these taco stuffed peppers. Now they're going into the oven at 350 for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, so that the cheese will melt. Taco stuffed peppers. And for us to think about whether we're going to get the COVID shot, what are we going to do different in our lives to better our black community? All those kind of things are bouncing around in this head. And you know, we just had a change in government. Black History Month is next door, and we shouldn't just only think of Black History Month just because it's February. We should think of our history, changing our history, making our history better for our children. That's what we should be thinking about. That's what we should be doing. Now, again, we're just going to wait the 15 minutes for this to come out, and I'm going to slice one and eat it all by myself. But now you guys, you have the ingredient list, and you went and got that because you saw that I said that I was making some taco stuffed peppers. So you went and you got the ingredients, and you already watched the Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lesson. You already watched it, and so that's what made you decide you wanted to make these taco stuffed peppers. Now you got the ingredients, and you're going to put the video on. You can put it on the big TV, or you can pull it up on you know who, her, and you can watch, and we can go step by step, and we can make this happen. You just seen me stick them into the oven just to melt the cheese. I got some guacamole, and I got some cream cheese. I'm going to top them off so that they look right. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. We're going to be right back. Well, we're going for the oven now. We're going to pull these jammies out. Look at here. Look at here. ready. Now, of course, let me get this act together. Let me get this act together. Whoop, 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 whoop. Here. I'll do this like this. I'll turn this way. Slide this right over here. All right, I'll take the small one. I'll take the small one. I'll take the small one. Hope it stands up. All you got to do is stand up. Oh, man, I'm not going to use this one if it's not going to stand up. Oh, that's too pretty. This is beautiful. I got that. And, oh, I got the guacamole. I got the sour cream. I got the sour cream. I got the guacamole. Let's see what we doing here. Now, I really have never eaten guacamole before because I've always been nervous about it. But, as I said before, shoot, I'm learning lessons. I am sure learning how to try things. And I'm about to try me some guacamole on this taco stuffed pepper in Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. We just chatted about doing better for ourselves, making our government accountable for the things that they are doing. But because we voted for those folks, so we have to make them accountable. Oh, I need my sour cream. Oh, you know what? Let me grab some of this parsley and dice some real quick. I have my little cutting board here. I'm going to cut up some of this parsley. I don't think it said parsley, but I think it might have been green onions. I don't see any of that. But that's where I'm going, right there, because that's what I want on my taco stuffed pepper. Now, oh, well, I need a little spoon, so we can go here. Let's go here with the guacamole. Let me stir that up. Let's put some guacamole on there. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this presentation. Oh. Rinse that off and take some sour cream and put that on top of there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My word. My word. Okay, I'm going to sit that there. That's my finger. And I'm going to do this. Oh, oh, oh. There it is. Taco stuffed peppers. There it is. You guys, you walked right with me as I did this. This took no time. Here we go, folks. I'm gonna cut it down the middle. I'm cutting it down the middle so we can see, oh, what the inside looked like. Oh, I don't want that to slide off. Oh, yes. And I'm gonna cut this way, and I'm gonna cut this way, so that I can take my fork and say, I took and cut it. Now, taking my fork, we're going to sign off. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Today's dish, taco stuffed peppers. Changing our lives was our life lesson, doing something to change our lives for the better. Make our government accountable. Contemplate, think about taking the COVID-19 shot, because it's going to eventually be required. Government. Delicious. Thank you, folks. Reggie's cooked into life's lesson. Subscribe. Talk to you later.